Welcome back to the bench. Today we have another Macintosh. This time it's a Macintosh Plus. As you can see, it is a Macintosh Plus. It has a few little scuffs and nicks and things, but they all pretty much do these days. One bad thing is a crack on the vents here. I'm not sure if I can take these vents off or not, but I don't think. Well, the original cracked one would look better than putting a 3D printed one in. This is sticking out a bit, which scares me, as it does look like the screw's still in there, so hopefully that's not cracked. But yeah, here it is, Macintosh Plus, 1 MB. So this thing does nothing when you turn it on, so it's probably a bad analog board. We're gonna recap and reflow the analog board. Gonna recap the logic board and put a blue SCSI in and max out the RAM to 4 MB and make this thing have its full potential, and somebody will enjoy it. Pretty clean so far. There's no lithium batteries to leak in here, but it is, wow, it's very clean. A little dusty down here and on the logic board, but definitely one of the cleaner systems. All right, well, let's see what's going on. Try turning it on again and seeing exactly what it's doing. I was under the impression that this didn't boot at all, but it sounds like it will. Okay, so it's booting, but it has a completely black screen. So that's probably a bad solder joint on the analog board. You can hear the high voltage. Oh, you see that? For a second, it. There we go. All right. All right, let's pull this analog board and see what's going on. First, I'm going to have to discharge that CRT. Well, I have this all recapped now, and I've added some more hot glue to all these components, just as ugly as the factory design was, and that'll be fun for the next guy, because it sucked breaking off all that old glue. But some of these are big caps, and it's there for a bit of a reason. And here's the pile of stuff that I took out. Everything's been replaced. Everything's a lot smaller nowadays than these big honking ones, and they're even better ratings, better temperature ratings, higher voltage ratings. For the most part, I'm willing to bet all of these big ones are still perfectly fine. I did see one that looked like it was a bit wet underneath, but I don't know if it was leaking. Might have been this one. I'm not going to bother testing all of these. They're all just getting thrown away. I also changed out a few other components that are known to fail, to get too hot and fail. We did couple random diodes. I know I did CR16. I'll put a list on in the description of all the parts that I changed. We did this Zener diode, which goes on the heatsink here. I put new thermal paste on it. A couple resistors that are known to take quite a beating. And I pretty much reflowed as many solder points as I could possibly do, or that made sense, because this thing had a bit of an intermittent problem. I showed you it was a black screen earlier, but also playing around with it, it would come and go, and it would flicker, it would go away. You could make it stay, and a lot of it was kind of pulling on this cable here. And off camera, I just resoldered these and this one here, and didn't really make much of a difference. So just in case, I went into this cable, as you can see, and I pulled the resistor. There's like a fuse resistor, 0 ohm resistor rated for 5 amps, that I just resoldered the connections on it. If I still have that problem, my next step actually is going to be to bypass that or replace it completely. I don't have anything right now to replace it with, so maybe I'll just bypass it if that's the problem. Or it's the connections into these pins, but I mean, I've looked at everything and they seem okay, but I do have a suspicion that this cable might be a culprit. So if we see that in the next step here, that's what's going to be happening. I did also put contact cleaner in all the potentiometers and tried to get them roughly in the same place they were in. So the CRT is going to need realigning vertical, horizontal after because of that. But that's also something to look out for, is the potentiometers that you're trying to avoid touching. They can get dirty and cause issues as well, so it's nice to work some contact cleaner in, or deox it, whatever you have if you're rich, and work them back and forth and whatever. It's not a big deal to align these later on. So let's get this thing installed. Alright, let's give it a shot. Got it jigged up with the board hanging off the back here. Let's turn it on and see what happens. Might have to adjust the brightness. We have the same issue. Okay. So I'm thinking it's this cable. What do you know? This thing does not work. So I'm gonna replace this. I bought some new parts on DigiKey here. This is the plastic, which I guess I don't really need. But they're pennies each as part number. And the inserts. Part number. So we'll replace these ends and build us a new cable. I guess maybe I won't hack this up. There's no reason to, just in case it's still not the problem. Now, if it is still not the problem, I bought this as well. I just bought one to either replace on the motherboard or on the analog board, and it is possible, and I have seen it before on the different the SE30s, because there's so much corrosion on them usually, where underneath here one of these corrodes through on the bottom and you don't see it because it's soldered to the board. I highly doubt it on this Plus because I've been wiggling them and checking, and there hasn't been any leakage or corrosion around either of them to cause that. So it's got to be this. So I've got an old ATX power supply thing that I cut off here. So just use a bunch of these wires. They're perfect. And I'm not going to worry too much about the length of them and how they taper at the end. We'll just twist it and make it work. I'm not going to waste my time. So let's start by, what do I need here? It's 11 pin, I believe, right? 11 pin, but 10 conductors. And there really is not much of a scheme on here, I believe, for coloring them. I don't think they really cared. I think green is ground, so we'll make those black. We don't have any whites. We got 2 yellows. Ten. Oh. 10. Alright, and here it is all completed. So we'll just do a little bit of twist and put some tape on it or something. And make it pretty. And there it is, a beautiful work of art. That is factory right there. A little bit longer, because apparently that matters. Alright, let's turn her on. Okay, let's give her a little tap test. Nothing's flickering. Nothing's loose anymore. I like that. And that's just a short video today. We'll see this disc icon come up and then we're good to go. And thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you on the next video.